Okay, moving on. So I now share, and I think if we're done with all of the happy bucks and the insult bucks and every other kind of bucks we got going on out there, Sharon, would you please introduce our esteemed guest today?
Thank you. President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. Today we have with us Rhonda Black. Rhonda resides in Castle Rock with her husband Rich. Together they founded HEVIN, which is helping every veteran in need, following a vivid dream that Rich had. Their family includes 4 daughters and six grandsons, excuse me. Rhonda plays an active role in managing ballots, elections alongside Rich, and serves as the director of HEVIN. In her leisure time, Rhonda finds joy in tending to her greenhouse, caring for her new baby chicks, and cherishing moments with her grandchildren. She also has a passion for travel, camping, and is currently learning how to ride a dirt bike. So Lions, let's give a warm welcome to Rhonda Black.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you need this or do you want me to move it for you?
You can tower over us.
Try that again. You guys hear me? Okay. So my husband owns Telus Electric. Yes, just so you guys know. Have nothing to do with the election. Especially if you think they were fraud.
Oh.
So thank you guys. Thank you JJ for inviting me. Thank you Lions for having me come here and present. I haven't spoke about HEVIN for a really long time. Other than our own events, so it's exciting to be here. My husband's the one who made it happen. Well, really God's the one that made it happen, but I feel like we believe God gave my husband a dream about about HEVIN, and that's how it came to be. And if he was up here, he wasn't able to come today, but if he was up here talking to you guys, he would tell you that we had a friend who he owned his own company, and it was a very small company. He had to have a hip replacement, and he wasn't going to be able to work for 3 months. And so my husband and our youngest daughter and I took him over some alcohol, some pizza, and some money. And my husband was really excited to help him. And he is an ex-Marine or a former Marine, however.
Never a former Marine.
Yeah.
Always. You're always a Marine.
Yeah, and that's how he introduced himself to us. I'm Jan, and I'm a Marine.
Yeah.
Even though he served 35 years ago. So anyway, and then my husband's Air Force, so they always will be answering together about that, Boy Scouts. That's what they call my husband, Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Because he's Air Force, but anyway, so.
Hey, I'm Air Force.
Good. If my husband was here, he would probably have other great things to say about it.
Yeah.
But I won't go there. Anyways, yeah, so they always were bantering and they had a good relationship, and when we took him the money, he didn't want to take it, and he was kind of mad, and he was like, I don't want to take your money. It's embarrassing to take my friend's money. And my husband said, if you were, if I was a Marine and a bunch of Marines you didn't even know wanted to give you money, I'd take it. And he was like, yeah, that'd be easier to take. And so then my husband went home. Right when we got in the car, he was just really upset about it. And he just looked right on his heart. And he was like, I guess it would be hard to take money from your friends. And so then the next day we were looking into resources for veterans, and there wasn't a lot out there. And the ones that were out there, it takes a long time. So if you need your rent paid, what are you gonna do? Go through hoops, and then by then you already get evicted. So anyways, it was I don't know, shortly thereafter he woke up and he was like, I had a dream and it was called HEVIN and helping every veteran in need. And he all these things and he's so excited. He's like, we need to do this. And then my husband likes to say, and then I told my wife and I was so excited. And she was like, yeah, we're not doing that. Which I did. And we was like, I'm like, well, you know, for one thing, know how to do this. Like, we, you know, this is, I don't, how would we even start? And then the next thing is like, I was thinking, sometimes we means me.
Sometimes.
And I know that because I like to say, let's build a greenhouse. And that's him. Like, you know. And so anyway, I was like, I just don't feel like that's anything we should do. And he brought it up like every day for like a year. And not maybe every day, but at least once a week. I mean, it was really heavy on his heart. So I was like, okay, that's like not my husband. And so then I just started to pray about it. And I was like, okay, God, I'll do it for you. This is really you, but if it is you, you need to give me some big signs. And he did. Like, he literally started just opening doors right and left, like crazy doors. I was meeting people that I'd never met before. I would go to a House Electric thing and I would meet people and I would tell them about it and they would be like, you should do that, you should do that. And I just remember one specifically, I was at an event and had met like somebody who worked for Jamie Herrera Butler at the time. And she had me introduce me to their veteran advocate. And he had lost his leg in Afghanistan. And he was working in Cowles County and he met me and he was taking me to all these organizations and he was like super excited. And then Rich and I did a job for a temporary power pole for this guy who worked at Columbia Bank at the time. And same for him, he was like a veteran and he was, you need to do this, I'll help you. And it was just like, it was weird. I mean, it was like definitely God. And so I was like, okay, like we'll do it. And so got our 501c3 approved in October of 2018, but we had started kind of doing some small things in April that year because I submitted that in April and then it took a while to get it approved. And so, so from there, it just kind of went crazy and we didn't really know exactly how we wanted to help veterans or how we were going to do it. We just knew that God called Rich to do it. So we just started to follow it through. And so one of the first things that we did was there was a veteran in, there's a local shelter, it's called VIP, and that stands for Veteran Integration Program, and they're on Commerce. A lot of people don't know about them. They're kind of umbrella under HOSWA, have the Housing Authority, but they also they get money from VA, and they have places for homeless veterans to go live. And then they get case managed and then they work with VA to get a housing voucher. And from there, they get their own house and that they can afford. And so there was a guy who came there and he was getting his first apartment, but he literally had nothing. He didn't have like a fork. He didn't have a towel. He didn't have anything. And so they called us and we just posted it on Facebook, and which we probably won't ever do again, but it was a blessing because he got literally every single thing he needed. And he was bawling. I mean, when we delivered it all to him, he was like, I thought he was gonna like faint. He just was like, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. So then that was the first thing we did, and that was the thing that got me hooked on my passion because like God loves our veterans so much, and he loves us all, but he loves our veterans, and he put it on my husband's heart to make this happen. And I was the one that was being like the negative Nancy of the whole thing. And then the funny part is now, almost 6 years later, I'm the one who's super passionate about it, which is as much of a very huge support in it for me. But I work with the veterans every day. I love it. I love them. And I feel like I don't know what I feel like I'll do it till I die. I feel like it's just what I have. It's like literally my job, even if I never get paid for it. So I love it. But after that, it was like, the reason I say we wouldn't do it again is a lot of people gave us stuff we had to take to the dump. So it was a lot of work for just 2 people to do, driving around. We went to Rainier, went to Claskina, we went all over the place, and we'd be like, uh-oh, we have to go to the dump now. And so that part was hard, but then through all of our experiences, we were like, okay, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? There's people giving furniture away, like Loving gives furniture away. And then also there's Habitat for Humanity, which we could buy furniture for them. They give it to us for like half price if we ever need any. And Sessions has donated washer and dryers for us before, or, like different services. And so like, we'll just use people who are already doing things. Like there's a clothing ministry out at a church out 42nd. We can send veterans out there instead of, because we were people were giving us beds and furniture, and we're like, yeah, we're getting excited, and then we're like, okay, now we have all this stuff and we can't get rid of it, so, and we don't have any storage room. So anyway, that's one of the things we decided, we won't reinvent the wheel, we're going to connect veterans to community. And so I have now all this experience, and I know I don't know all of the nonprofits out there, but there's a lot out there, and so I can help the veterans get connected to whatever the services are. If there isn't anything, that's when HEVIN steps in. But HEVIN also like advocates for them, and we advocate for. So there's a county fund. House County has a fund. It's called Veteran Relief Fund. There's a lot of money in that fund, and it's strict rules. And, just that checks and balances. So if they need their car repaired, the county fund will pay up to $1,000 for the car repair. But one of the stipulations is they need 3 estimates. Well, sometimes people come back from the war or military service of any kind, and if they haven't been in combat, and their bodies are fine, but their brains aren't, right? Their emotions aren't. They're hurt, that you just can't see it. And so there's a lot of stable veterans out there, and it's mental. And so for them to go get 3 estimates is pretty much impossible. So I've been able to get some different relationships in town where I can get an estimate and then email it over and get 2 more without the veteran taking their car in. The county will only pay for the lowest estimate out there, so they have to go with whoever's the lowest. But it's helpful for them. And then to access that fund, they have to go to a couple different service centers that are here locally. They have to go there. So I will call and make the appointment for them, just because it's hard for them. Like, especially the guys who are the veterans, it's women, we help multiple women veterans. Those veterans who have an eviction notice, they can't even think straight. They can't call and make appointments. I have to really hold their hand and really help them. And it's my pleasure. It's because I know they're not being lazy. They're just, stressed out. They're scared. And when you're so scared and you're in that fight or flight or freeze, a lot of times they just freeze. And so that's another thing that we do is we connect them to what the community has to offer. And when it's not enough, we pay for the rest. So if they need a car repair and it costs $2,000, then we can pay the other $1,000, or sometimes we'll reach out to other veteran organizations such as the Elks. They will help us pay, like split with us or whatever, or other organizations out there that will help. And there's some auto mechanics out there that give us a good price, but they can't do it for free because everybody, is working and trying to make money too. So, but we do have a lot of good relationships out there now. We also help with anything really. We'll help with emergency rent. We'll help with deposits when they're getting out of VIP and getting their first apartment. We'll help with emergency utilities. A lot of times all it is a veteran will call and say, hey, my radiator went out and I can't make my power bill now because I had to get my truck fixed, so I have to go to the doctor. Well, that's reasonable. They're literally getting $1,200 a month, or sometimes that's it. That's what they're living on. And food stamps after COVID went down to they usually get $24, or sometimes it's $74, and that's not enough to live on. So, we'll help them with food, and we'll help them with gas, and different things like that. So, I mean, it's kind of like anything. We helped a veteran get a bed once because he had bed bugs. And that, and then that veteran, like, totally, like, he was like, also crying, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what I would have done. And that's another thing that we hear a lot is like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And that just breaks my heart for these veterans that have served our country. Yeah, we also help with burial, like the county will pay a certain amount for cremation and we've helped, bridge the gap for that. Let's see, look at my notes here. We work with different veteran organizations as well, trying to collaborate as much as we can. And I was going to say the other thing that we do, which was part of Rich's dream, and it's really been important, is we ask them to pay it forward because veterans don't want help. And so if they help someone else later, or they come to an event and volunteer, they feel like they're getting that monkey off their back because it's really hard to ask for help. I feel like it's hard for me to ask for help, but I know that when you're a veteran, when you served in the military, you are the hero, you are the help, you're not supposed to ask for help. So it's kind of like a moral thing. And so that's been really great. And then we just have so many veterans that we stay in touch with. They still reach out to me. I reach out to them. They just want to know, how are we? And I just want to know, how are you? And making sure that they're still thriving and doing well. One of the hard things about HEVIN is that sometimes we are the only person that they know, or the only support. And so I am very blessed that recently we were just donated a space to rent for a year or so. It's in Castle Rock, but we still want to try to get veterans together, those isolated veterans that don't have support, together in a room so they can support each other. So that I love it, but it's just a lot if you're their only person that they can reach out to for help or a ride, or they're lonely and they want to talk. And I have a family and we're busy, and so I always have my HEVIN phone with me. They can call me anytime, but it would be more for longevity if they had each other, right? Not just me. And so that's the thing we're trying to get together is on this new building. Once it's up and going, we want to have peer support groups. We want to have family support groups. We want to have workshops. We want to have a hiking club. We want to have bowling night, whatever it is, just to get veterans together to hang out. And the way that veteran to veteran talk to each other, it's not the same as if I'm talking to them. I'm not a veteran. And so I think that's just going to be like huge once it happens. And that's like what I've been writing grants to get money to try to help those that live more rural, gas money or transportation or an Uber ride or whatever, just so that they can all participate in that. I think that's going to be huge for them. Yeah, and then I just wrote on my notes that we don't want to be a Band-Aid. We don't want to just, like be a Band-Aid. We want to truly enrich their lives and make them, have a better life. And oftentimes all that's required for that is just caring about them, listening to them. Yesterday I had a veteran call me who's in a crisis, and thankfully, I've taken different suicide prevention trainings in the past, but we literally just had one on last Friday, and this guy was spiraling hardcore, and so I knew some words to say, and I just asked him flat out if he was suicidal, and he said he wasn't at the time, but just me saying he was being accused of something, he was telling me he was being accused of something he didn't do, and just me saying, yeah, man, I hear you, and that's hard. That's hard, man. That's all it took for him to calm down. Somebody validated him. He's like, nobody will believe me. I go, I believe you. I totally believe you. And I got into crisis hotline because I'm not a counselor. But that's what it took, and that's what it always is. And Rich is, he works normally. He's not well right now. He's fine. He's just under the weather. But JJ's laughing because he knows he fell off a ladder. He's going to be okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Hey, we got a couple of those too.
Yeah, but so he was listening to me have talked to these three veterans that are rowing crisis, and he's like, heavy. I go, it's always heavy. But at the same time, I mean, like, I feel like if I've always been told before, like when you're in service, if it's not hard, it's Jesus, right? I'm sorry, that's me. That's what I believe. It's God. It's whatever your higher power is. It's not been hard for me. It's like I feel like God just carries me through it because it's really what we're supposed to do. How do you look at the watch? I need to wrap it up. So I was just gonna say lastly, we have our major fundraisers, our car show, June 22nd at the Fairgrounds Expo Center. I'm saying my age here. Fairgrounds is how we used to say it. And it's really fun. It'll be our 4th annual one, and it's growing and growing and growing, and it's a blast. And I'm not a car show person typically. We decided to have a car show during COVID because it was outside and we needed to earn some money for HEVIN. And I've never even been to a car show. And I was like, hey, let's go to a show. And you're just like, oh, let's do it. We're just like, let's do it. Yeah. It was super fun. And we just always get so many positive. It's June 22nd. Yeah. Happy birthday. And so if you want to register your car, I think if you're a veteran, it's $15. If you pre-register, $25, and if you register at the door, $30. There's no the pre-register is mail only or emailing me directly, because last year somebody tried to scam people and people were buying tickets on a website that wasn't our website. So, so yeah, no, we're not doing that this time. And if you just want to come in and check out the car, we're gonna have Bart, the reptile roadshow guy there. So it's gonna be fun. We have a kids, zone, and so it's really fun and it's family friendly. We do pin-up contests. It's very family friendly. It's like, I think we were charging like $3 a person or $5 for a family just to make it, affordable, and so we can count how many people are coming through for our own records too. So, but if you are a business and you want to sponsor, get a hold of me. We have sponsorship opportunities. We are taking raffle basket donations or whatever items anybody wants to give, or if you just want to come show up and have fun and support us, that'd be great. We do get lots of raffle tickets, and then we don't have to be present to win, so you can come buy a bunch of raffle tickets and leave if you want to. We've always been blessed with the weather. Our first one, I was praying for no rain, and it was 105 degrees that day.
Thank you.
So we have that, and then you can find out more about HEVIN if you're interested in our website, HEVIN, 4vets.com. So HEVIN4vets.com. And I just really appreciate you guys letting me come speak, and I really just appreciate the opportunity to talk about my passion. Thank you.
Question?
Matt always has a question.
Yeah.
Besides being one of the finest electricians in Cowles County,
Oh.
got a number of other great things going for him.
Yes, he did.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna drop off my business card for the Lions because it would be wise for HEVIN to send a donation request letter to the Longview Pioneer Lions. Don't you think, Lions?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave that. Thanks.
Anybody else have questions? Steve has a question.
Stand up, Stevie.
Yeah, come on.
Sit down, Greg. Earlier, I had given a happy dollar for a little tricycle that we won over, or bicycle that I won over at the 19N convention, but you said you need raffle items? I'm gonna change my mind, I'm gonna donate that bicycle to your cause.
And it's just Steve's size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's imperfect.
I was just gonna say that we do get our money mostly from the community, so people like you, so, I appreciate that, and it's like, we literally couldn't do this without the community, like, we always say, this is a community thing and a God thing, it's not, definitely not a Rhonda thing. And then we do have a 501c3 too, so somebody had asked that, we do have that, so all of, any donations are tax deductible. And one more thing, yes, we've gotten lots of donations from copies today, so thank you for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Else? Anybody else? Okay.
You guys can contact me.
Rhonda, thank you for being with us. Here is our gift to you for coming to speak to us today. It's the Long Pioneer Alliance mug. And here's an application for membership. Please look it over. We'd love to have you with us if you're interested at all. Thank you. Okay, where's my, oh,
Or if you think your Rotary would make you upset, you could recruit somebody for us.
Hey, President Cheryl,
yes, sir.
we have a birthday today.
Oh, do
I
we?
don't want to mention any names, but his name is Jeff Johnson.
Oh, my goodness. Let's sing to this guy.
You doing? Not so good?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful out there. It's hot. Getting hot. It's gonna be too hot for you pretty soon.
A few things I wanted to share with you. Let's run down real quick.
Started meeting.
Let you know that next week, in addition to our regular monthly awards from Terry, next week will also be a very brief official visit from our district governor, Lisa Ikeda. And she will be introduced by our zone chair, Jan Heaton. So they will be here, and to run over the protocol just quickly. When Zone Chair Jan introduces our district governor, we'll all stand up and clap and be nice. Okay? And at the end, when Lisa has finished her remarks to us, we'll stand again and applaud. Zone Chair Jan, it's probably her only visit to us this year, so she may have a few little comments to make too. But we will still have our regular awards, as always, as we always do at the end of the month. Next two kettle corn sales days will be the 26th of this month and May 3rd at the Safeway parking lot, as always, out 30th and Ocean Beach Highway. Well, need volunteers to set up, cook, bag, sell, take down, do all of those kinds of things. There is a zone meeting on next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. at the Methodist Presbyterian Church that's just across Talix Way into Kelso on the hill, where the last one was.
We have a sign up back here.
There is a sign up sheet going back there. So sign up if you can go to that, please. Our next board meeting will be May 9th. Board, please put that on your agenda or your calendar, so we don't miss that at Cascade Title. And don't forget, there's ongoing online training, MD19 training. The schedule for May is in the roar, always. And there are 8 free Zoom sessions in May. Many interesting and informative topics. So all of those Zoom sessions start at 7 p.m., last about an hour. So see the roar for details and how to RSVP to get in on those any trainings that you're interested in. Let's see, do I have anything else? A quick board meeting, please, after this meeting, just a real fast one to approve a new membership. So meet me up here behind my box and we'll do that. Okay, Sharon, you want to tell us about fish frolic?
Thank you, President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. This weekend, what is the dates? Friday, and Saturday, we have the kids, the 26th and 27th, we have the kids fish frolic. On Friday, it's gonna be setting up at 3. I don't know exactly what time the first kids will show up, but Friday will be just the special needs kids. And then Saturday, until about, I think we said, sometime in the early afternoon. So there's Jane has sent out a sign-up sheet, so if you guys could please take a look up at that. And do we know, are they doing Earth Day with it this year too, like they did last year?
Oh, that was last weekend.
Oh, okay, so never mind. Anyway, so it'll be just the kids fish frolic, so if you guys could come out and help, we'd really appreciate it. It's really wonderful to watch those kids and see the big smiles on their face when they have their bag of their fish that they caught. Thank you.
I'll go if you go.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Terry, you have something for us?
I have a awards meeting over there after the meeting, please.
Boards group, boards committee, please meet with Terry after that. And if you're on the board, please do the board thing first and then hop right over there to meet with Terry.
I'll wait.
Jane, White Cane.
White Cane is coming up May 4th. It is also in that list of things for you to sign up for. Location is still to be determined. We're still trying to firm that up, but we will let you know as soon as we have that. And it's only about 12 people that we need for it, so it's not a big.
Okay. And
But the Cheryl Lines, I guess, just to touch again on the zone meeting for the 30th, we do have a sign up sheet. Already RSVP with the number, but if anybody wants to put a name on here, go ahead. And then, for the wetlands restoration projects, that's gonna be starting and be with a member of the city tomorrow at 10. Memorial Park Drive, the gate. We'd like to see what's going on. They've been able to clear out some other drives so we can get in there.
excellent, thank you, Ann. Rick Johnson,
Actually,
no,
she already did it.
changed his mind, okay. All right, Karen Ann?
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests, please mark your calendars for May 8th at 5 p.m. for officer training. So this is any incoming officers, future officers. Please come if you ever think that you're going to be interested or become an officer. It's May 8th, 5 p.m. Cowlitz County Museum. All are welcome. Cindy.
Darlene,
President Cheryl, Caroline's, yes. Yesterday we donated our bench to the school garden, North Lake, and they're very appreciated that we would do it. They would like a few more.
okay. Okay,
For every garden.
okay, and last but certainly not least, Marilyn.
Just to segue from donating the bench, I have circulated a sign-up sheet for the North Lake Elementary Gardens on Wednesday, May 15th. We will have a work party from 9:30 to noon. So many Lions loved it, and I've already got 10 signed up, so next week we'll finish that. The other thing is the MD-19 is on May 23rd and 4th and 5th in Ferndale. I still have signups here. Would love to have more representatives, but it's great. Let's see here, there's one thing I wanted to say. Deadline for registration is May 3rd in order to get food. And hotel is deadline for getting the rates is May 8th. So check that out. And then I will say more about this next week. Fort Vancouver and Camas Lions is hosting a golf tournament. So I do have some flyers if anyone wants to put together a team. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Marilyn. Okay, let's draw some tickets. Oh, is there anybody else that has anything else?
Just yell it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut anybody off. If there's anybody else with vital or important information. Okay, then let's have some tickets. We'll start with the blue ticket.
Okay.
Joker, pull the joker, whoever you are. 933 918. Oh, it's Greg. I'm Greg.
Forget it, Greg. You already won once.
918.
You can't win again.
Okay, here comes the pack.
Uh-oh.
And the leader of the pack, bringing it in. He says that one right there, and it is the 5 of spades. Okay, not quite. All right, the red ticket, our donation ticket today is, can you hear me? 759274. 759274. Oh, okay. Bob. All right. Where would you like it to go? To the diabetes fund. Thank you very much, Bob. Okay, ladies, do we have desserts today? Mark is winner number 1. And Lauren gets the other goodies. Okay, they go home with sweets today. Okay. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new, said Albert Einstein. And Winston Churchill said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. All right, Lions, have a great week.